Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to create a project with the Spellbinders Glimmer Kit of the month for July 2020. This is what your kit looks like. There's 6 glimmer plates in here and they are stunning. The glimmer plate set is called Illustrative Floral and they have beautiful floral details. There's also an add-on or a die set that will coordinate perfectly with your glimmer kit this month. It's sold separately and it's nice not just for your glimmer plates, you can see they line up beautifully, but it's also great for decorative elements because it's a stacking set, and then it has some pierced detail that go alongside of each one of the cutting dies. But it coordinates perfectly. It's actually the NESTABILITIES Essential Label Set die set, and I'll link it down below if you guys are interested in this set. But let's do some foiling. I'm going to use the middle glimmer plate for my project today. I have my glimmer machine heating off. And I forgot to tell you, the foil this month is a beautiful polished brass. But we're not going to use the polished brass. We're going to bring in some different foils from my stash. I have quite a collection now. I guess if you guys are a Glimmer Kit subscriber, you guys probably have quite a collection too. But I'm going to be using, the blue is called Moon Dust, and then the white tonish is called Prism. I think these are really pretty foils and I wanted to create a soft card, soft thank you card today. So I'm just going to trim down some foil. For my decorative element, the frame piece, I'm going to be using my Moon Dust foil, and then I'm also going to cut down a thin strip for my sentiment. I just find using a ruler helps with the straight lines of my foil, and sometimes, although I have new scissors which are fabulous, they're non-stick, but my previous scissors I had a real tough time cutting the foils. So the ruler and just nicking the foil a little bit and tearing it works fabulous. We're going to go ahead and grab some white cardstock and do some foiling with our Moon Dust, the blue foil, and our frame here. I have my glimmer machine heating off to the side. It's ready to go. So I'm going to add my glimmer plate face up, and then we'll just add our foil face down. Now originally I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring in a sentiment from a previous glimmer kit from April, I believe. It's called Celebrate the Day. And there's a sentiment in here that says thanks for everything, and I thought we'd make a thank you card with that. It does have a coordinating die, so I'm going to use that to cut out my sentiment as well. And I thought I could save a little bit of room by adding it to the middle of my frame, but then changed my mind. I'm just going to put it on top, and then I can die cut out each of these separately. But I just needed one piece of foil. I didn't need to cut that strip, so I'll put that in my foil stash. I'm going to add my cardstock and then my plates. Now, I think everybody, if you have a glimmer machine, you know that you can add, get your foil on your glimmer plates pretty easily. But I picked up one of these little thin magic eraser books. They're thin sheets of magic eraser, and I just use a little bit of elbow grease here. I'm doing it dry, but if you were to add a little bit of cleaner or water to it, it picks up the foil pretty easily. It does cloudy up your plates. It doesn't keep them clear, just a warning, but it does make them look pretty again. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine, and we're going to finish off with our foiling. I wanted to create a real pretty background with the largest glimmer plate in this month's kit, but I wanted to use the soft prism foil. So I'm just going to set these aside and grab our largest frame. Just use my tweezers here. I thought the prism foil, it would be a nice soft background. So we're going to grab our largest plate, put it on our face up on our glimmer machine. And you know, if you guys are new and want to know more about the glimmer machine, I have an unboxing video. I'll link it at the end here where you guys can check it out. For my background, I'm going to use white cardstock. So we're just kind of center that, and then we'll go ahead and push our timer button, and let's take a look at our frame here. It is stunning, gorgeous, and I love that there's a die set that coordinates with it. You can see the tones, the blue tones. Just love that. Okay, our largest frame's done. And you know what? These are the 2 frames that we're going to use, or the 2 panels that we're going to use. You can see our background is kind of a soft color. I love that. But I thought, you know what? I don't think I've ever foiled on foiled cardstock. So let's give that a try. I'm going to be using some Fun Stamper's Journey Sparkle Trio specialty paper. I thought we could try foiling with our moon dust on this is kind of like a matte silver cardstock. I wanted to just see what it would look like, if it would even foil, and it foils beautifully. I want to foil my middle frame. I might want to switch it up a bit. So place that on my glimmer machine, and I just trimmed down a card front panel with the silver. The paper pack that I'm using has 3 sheets of paper in there. There's a matte silver, a iridescent kind of a glittery cardstock, and then there's also one more sheet, and I forgot what it was. But we're going to foil this and see what this does, and then I'm going to die cut it out using my coordinating die set here. And I was going to foil without adding my cardstock. My brain's not here. I've been really super busy over here at the Smith house, and I've been forgetting a lot of things. But I'm using the dies and coordinating die set for the sentiment even, and just taping them down, and we're going to run all of these through my platinum machine so they're ready to go. But the foil on the foil cardstock turned out really great. For my card today, since it's a thank you card, I wanted to bring in a butterfly, and I'm using a die set that I've had for a while, but it's so pretty. It's the Flutter Wing Shadowbox butterflies. It's from Amazing Paper Grace, and it's just gorgeous butterfly. So I wanted to die cut that out. Now I did not want to waste that inside space of my white cardstock here, so I'm trying to fit my butterfly in there, but I was afraid when I went to die cut it would hang over. So I broke down and brought in a smaller piece of white cardstock to die cut out my butterfly. But ran everything through the die cut machine, and we are good to go here. And you can see the silver frame versus the white one. Here's my sentiment. It says thanks for everything. And I didn't center it too well using the coordinating die, so I'm just trimming off a little bit off the bottom so it's nice and even. But here's my background panel. It's just stunning. Super pretty. Here's my frame, which we're not going to use, but we could use for another card another day. I just chose the foiling on the white cardstock. I want to create a kind of a soft card today. We're going to flip over our first panel and add it to a standard A2 size card base. And then once this is adhered, I'm going to flip over my frame, my middle frame that we created, and I'm going to add foam adhesive behind here for a little bit of dimension. We're going to pop this up, just cutting down some thin strips. And then you can see I die cut out my butterfly. It's in 2 different pieces. The body's separate, so we're going to go ahead and adhere that in just a bit. Now there is a lot of white in my background, so I thought we would go ahead and add a little bit of color to it. So I'm going to bring in an ink pad. It's a Distress Oxide ink pad. It's tumbled glass, so it's a real soft blue. And I'm just going to do a little bit of light shading in the middle of my panel here, just so we have added color and it's just not so white. And then for the most part, my butterfly is going to remain white. I am going to shade a little bit of the wings with the blue, but with that blue in the background, I think it's going to stand out a little bit more. So butterfly's done. I'm just going to use some glue and attach the body to our butterfly here, so this is good to go. Once our butterfly's done, we're going to fluff up the wings a little bit, and I think it's so pretty. It's nice and lacy, which is what I like. We're going to add our frame to our panel, kind of centering it. They stack together beautifully, and I think that's just gorgeous. It still amazes me that when you can foil the most beautiful cards you can make, and so easy too. Now I added foam adhesive behind my butterfly and my sentiment. We're going to go ahead and add the butterfly to the bottom left corner. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my sentiment right above. And then just for a few bells and whistles, I'm going to bring in some sequins here. And that's my project today, guys, using the Spellbinders Glimmer Kit of the month for July 2020. Again, this month's kit is called Illustrative Floral. And if you guys are new and want to know more about the Glimmer Kit, again, the video's at the end, so you guys can check it out. It's such a neat machine. I thought I was going to call it done and thought we would add a little more sparkle, so I'm bringing in my white blizzard drops and adding a little bit of glitter around the wings of the butterfly. I just think butterflies need glitter, so we're going to sparkle it up a bit. And I did add little dots of glitter to the center of my sequins too. But that's my card. If you want to see still shots, I encourage you guys to visit my blog. I'll leave the link down below, and everything that I used today is listed below as well. But have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for joining me. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.